The Elliott in the room.
Sorry for the sounds.
Yeah.
You get loosened up after you're here for a while.
Could you just not look at me while you're doing it?
The sound of when you go, it's going to change throughout the next few months as you get reshaped.
What is that supposed to mean?
I came in as a trumpet. I sound a little bit like a drum set now, the way it flops out.
Okay. You just not talk to me when you're going to the bathroom.
This feels wonderful.
Dude, you
Thanks
gotta
for warming it up.
You gotta look at me when you're doing that, man.
Yeah, sure.
No, could you not look at me when you're doing that?
Doing what? Sorry for the sounds.
Yeah.
You get loosened up after you're here for a while.
Could you just not look at me while you're doing it?
That
The
nigga
sound
looks
of when you go, it's gonna
crazy.
change throughout the next few months as you get reshaped.
What is that supposed to mean?
Shit.
I came in as a trumpet. I sound a little bit like a drum set now, the way it flops out.
Okay. You just not talk to me when you're going to the bathroom.
This feels wonderful.
Dude, you
Thanks
gotta
for warming it up.
You gotta look at me when you're doing that, man.
Yeah, sure.
No, could you not look at me when you're doing that?
Doing what?
I hope this is like fake. Kodak Black's another one.
Hi. Can you please sign my baby sister's shirt really quick? Yeah. Thank you so much. We love you.
I seen him. I already knew you were here. I said, you around here, y'all. I said, we're around this thing.
This nigga locked in. Like this nigga is right. This nigga is making a masterpiece. Like you could tell, like she like happy, but she also kind of like, nigga, you still writing? Like it's kind of getting to the point of being kind of like, oh, we can stop now. A little awkward. This nigga writing a song. Let's see, Kodak Black. Some Bill. ZZZ. I ain't gonna lie, this is kind of cool though. This is actually kind of dope. Like imagine being a fan and then the artist you're a fan to come up and give you this much time, and he spends this much time. He give you this much time, and he signs your shit for real. This is actually kind of dope. I ain't gonna lie. Okay, there's still another fucking damn near 3 minutes. I'm not watching all that. Imagine trying to explain to your friends that Kodak Black was signing your shirt for 5 minutes straight without this video. Kodak Black. I remember in 2017, this young dude I used to work with, it was like, hey, you like Kodak Black? I was like, hey, I mean, like, you know, I've been a grumpy old man for most of my life. So I was like, man, I don't listen to none of that young shit. He was like, nah, but Kodak hard. Like, I know you think that, but like, you should really listen to him. And I was like, all right, whatever. And then eventually a song of his came on and I actually just was like listening to what he was saying. And I was like, oh, this nigga hard. Like, he got bars. Like, he a young nigga that actually spits. Okay, I ever since then I actually respect Kodak. Like he can make hit records, he can make bops, he can make the gang shit, he can make the introspective shit. He's actually a really really talented young man. Now this nigga's demons be demoning, therefore he be doing all these drugs and shit. It's sad because when you think about it, Kodak Black is a great example of why it's sad. He's obviously a genius in some way because, again, like I said, he makes really, really good music. And once you make it to his level of being one of those artists, like I mentioned before, like there's levels to this shit and how there's way more distance between me and Joe Budden than there is between Joe Budden and Drake. Okay, so Kodak Black, he ain't Drake, but you know, he only 20 spots below him, give or take, right? So that's once you get into how many failed artists there are, how many barely on artists, how many getting fucked over artists, how many barely afloat artists, the artists that are kind of making it, then are kind of making it more, and then are making it, and then the actual stars, right? Kodak Black's a star. Kodak Black, if he cleans himself up tomorrow, gets in really good shape, stops doing drugs, and just makes bangers, could just go on a run. Like Kodak Black is that artist that at any point in time, if he could just straighten it up and leave the bullshit alone, he could go on a serious run. He makes fantastic music. I'm a big fan of Kodak. And it's sad that like when I see him now, even when he ain't high, you could see that the harder shit has affected him, and you kind of you can kind of see it on him. You know, if you've ever, especially like when you grow up in the hood and shit, like, you know, you've seen alcoholics. Like I grew up in the town. I grew up in Oakland, so I grew up, and back then I thought it was just common to, you know, see the D-boys on the block, see the drunks, see the random crackheads roaming the streets. Like I thought that shit was just normal. Like, you know, I thought that shit was just normal. Like I spent 17 years in Oakland before I went anywhere else in the world. So I thought that was just normal, right? And then as I've gotten older and I've met people who have admitted their drug history and their blah, 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 you start to identify the identifiers. And then once you see it, you see it. So the fact that Kodak Black has openly talked about his meth usage and so on and so forth, you know, I don't know if you can recreationally smoke meth. That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you can. Everyone's different. But just imagine if Kodak Black didn't have the demons he has. Who knows what he went through in his life as a young man in the streets of Florida. Like, who knows what he went through? Who knows what he's seen? Who knows who he's lost? He obviously has PTSD. He's been to jail hella times. He's gotten out of jail hella times. Like he's been in the limelight in and out of fucking prison. Jail or prison, I don't quite know, but he's done some bids, some lithy bids throughout his whole career, and he's not even old, right? He's just been around long enough to where you've seen him so much, and he's grown on camera, but he's constantly in and out of prison. But then he comes out and he drops a hit, and it's you know, you see. Imagine if that mind and that obvious talent grew up in a wealthy family in Connecticut somewhere, right? Not to say that he would have amounted to shit, but I'm just saying if everything that he is today could have been cultivated differently, he's one of the examples of a mind that he's one of the examples of someone who is unfortunately, he reminds me a lot of DMX. He reminds me a lot of like DMX, like, and that's fucked up because, you know, we see how DMX went out. Rest in peace to DMX. DMX was, again, fantastic artist, amazing albums, great actor, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. But everyone knows that he had his history of issues. And Kodak Black ain't nothing. He's very, 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 very close. He's very similar. Their paths, their backstories, their, just from the outside looking in, looks very parallel. Fame, the things that they can do and achieve, what they can do if they can sober up, and blah, blah, like very similar. So, you know, prayers go to Kodak Black. Hopefully, you know, he's doing well. And hopefully whatever demons he does have eventually subside enough to where the harder shit, he can leave the fuck alone. Because don't nobody need to be doing no fucking meth, man. Meth is not anything that I'd ever want to try. I'm good.
My lip came off while kissing. This is what they look like before. Very cute, very plump, very full. Guys, when I tell you my Valentine's Day went down real quick. Downhill real quick. Listen, it was romantic. Candles were lit. Roses were laid. We're kissing. And he stops and he's like, oh, something's going on with your bottom lip. I was like, huh? He's like, yeah, something's going on with the corner of your bottom lip. I get up and go look in the mirror. The way my face cracked, yo. I ran out of that room like Usain Bolt, because why is my bottom lip hanging off? Why is my bottom lip hanging off all of that cab so quick? Listen, as soon as I got home, I took it off. You might be wondering, Paige, why in the first place? I want my lips to look cute. I wanted my lips to look juicy for Valentine's Day. Listen, now I have to change my name and relocate because the embarrassment is just too much. Too much!
Now I know this is just engagement baiting, right? But is this really a thing? Like, are women really doing this?
Nazis on a new world!
Nazis, go!
What is flipping them off doing?
Motherfucker can't even see your fucking face. Huh? Even your friends won't let you in. How that makes you feel, motherfucker?
Fuck you!
Look at you. Fucking dog. Nazi dog. Let's get a look at you. Let's get a look at you. Let's get a look at you. Oh, let's get a look at you.
This nigga hella cringy, bro.
Yeah, look at the bitch. I'm so edgy. Oh, look at me. Oh, fuck you, Nazi.
Like, I think people forget that the people who are like these agents and shit, right? None of this shit's a personal vendetta on their end. They're doing a job.
Quit your job! Quit your job! Quit your job! Quit your job!
I don't know shit. I don't know shit about shit. I'm just a nigga online. This is the Elliott Online. Anyway.